Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So recent rumours that the show might get some new spin-offs focused on some of the various monsters and villains, I thought I'd share with you all some ideas for the 3 spin-offs I would like to see the most. So without further ado, let's get started with number 1. 1. A Dalek spin-off. The Daleks have always been my favourite villains, so I'd love to see them get their own spin-off. The main show has often shown them having various aspects of a society and hierarchy, something which I think would be a great idea to expand upon in their own spin-off. Of course, I'm not the first person to suggest a Dalek spin-off. Terry Nation, who was the writer who originally came up with the Daleks, tried various times in the 1960s to get a Dalek show off the ground. He went all the way over to America to try and get some kind of co-production deal going between the BBC and an American company, but it sadly never happened. The scripts that he came up with for the pilot episode of the show, called The Destroyers, was later adapted as a Big Finish Lost Stories audio in 2010, and released on the Second Doctor box set for that range. Speaking of Big Finish, they also produced their own Dalek spin-off in the early 2000s called Dalek Empire. This ran for 4 series from 2001 to 2008. I've listened to some of these myself and they're actually pretty good. And we also had a sort of animated Dalek spin-off web series released as part of the Time Lord Victorious multimedia event back in 2020. It was called Daleks and I myself really enjoyed it, although the animation could have been better in some ways. So the idea of a Dalek spin-off is certainly nothing new, but how could it work? What kind of storylines could it tell? Well, I think that it could maybe either take some inspirations from past attempts or just do something entirely new. It could, for instance, take inspiration from Terry Nation's original spin-off idea of having the Daleks fighting against the Space Security Service from Mission to the Unknown and the Daleks' Master Plan. But personally, I do feel like maybe this would just be 60s fan service, and maybe it would be better to go with something that can appeal to more of a mainstream audience. Still, having said that, some of the Star Wars Disney Plus shows could be labelled as full of fan service, especially the likes of Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Book of Boba Fett, and they've still done pretty well, so maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea for Doctor Who to do the same with a Dalek spin-off. I definitely think it should have the Daleks fighting against some humans, maybe even have it be some kind of limited series about a Dalek invasion of Earth and show how the human race tries to survive and fight back. So kind of like the 1964 story, the Dalek invasion of Earth, but going into more detail about what everyday life is like for the humans, as well as exploring more of the Daleks as society, and without the Doctor of course. 2. A Cyberman spin-off. Given that they're perhaps the second most iconic monster after the Daleks, a Cyberman spin-off just seems like a no-brainer really. Of course, Big Finish have also done their own already, also released in the early 2000s. Cyberman was really chilling and scary, and I really enjoyed listening to it on Spotify a few years ago. A TV Cyberman spin-off could take a bit of inspiration from it with the whole body horror aspect that is already no stranger to the Cybermen. We could also have a spin-off exploring the various cyber wars between humanity and the Cybermen. These have been referenced in various Doctor Who stories, from Revenge of the Cybermen to Nightmare in Silver and Ascension of the Cybermen / The Timeless Children. But we've seen actually very little of the actual wars themselves on screen, so we could get a whole spin-off to flesh them out more. Or alternatively, we could maybe see more of the birth of the original Cybermen on Mondas, but we've already touched upon it in stories like The 10th Planet and World Enough in Time / The Doctor Falls, as well as the Big Finish audio Spare Parts. So if they were to go down this route, they'd have to be careful not to retread the same ground, and do something that still felt new and different. 3. A Master Anthology spin-off. The Master is also fairly iconic and popular, so why not do a spin-off for them as well? Or more specifically, how about an anthology series featuring various incarnations of theirs? Given that we haven't seen every single one of the Master's incarnations, it might be a nice idea to explore some of their earlier lives and see what they got up to. I think having one incarnation every series or two would be really interesting, and allow the writers to explore different aspects of what makes each of the respective Masters tick. We could have already existing incarnations back as well, of course, such as John Sim, Michelle Gomez and Sacha de Harwin, The writers could continue some of their respective arcs, such as Missy's redemption arc, or perhaps even showing the Spy Master discovering the secret of the Timeless Child and how he then killed all the Time Lords. I know some Masters have already had their own Big Finish spin-off audio series, including some of the ones I mentioned earlier, as well as Derek Jacobi's War Master and Eric Roberts' TV Movie Master, but I'd still really like to see a TV Master spin-off show. But there's just a few ideas I have for spin-offs that they could potentially do. I've had these ideas for a few years now, but I'd still really like to see at least one or two get made, or ideally all three. Of course, the rumours have also mentioned other villains could get their own spin-offs, such as the Weeping Angels, Sea Devils and Sontarans. I wouldn't be quite as keen on some of these as I would be on my own ideas, but I think you could still do something with them. A Weeping Angels spin-off set at a spooky old house haunted by the angels might be a good idea, although they'd basically just be retreading Blink if they did this, so maybe not. A Sea Devil spin-off showing their time ruling the Earth alongside the Silurians might be quite an interesting idea, as I don't think that's really properly been done yet. We've had mentions of that time, of course, but we haven't seen it on screen yet, at least. As for the Sontarans, maybe some kind of epic war show about their various battles against the Rutans. Again, we've had mentions of them, but never actually seen any of them play out on the main show. We've never even seen both races in the same TV story at all, actually. But I think at least most of these would probably be best suited for a miniseries, or if not that, then nothing more than 2 or 3 seasons, like Star Trek's Picard series. But that's just my thoughts. What do you think? Do you agree with any of my ideas and opinions, or not? What spin-offs would you like to see the most? Please let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, so thanks for watching, hope you liked it. Please don't forget to press that subscribe button below, as well as press the bell icon at the side of it, so that you'll stay notified of when all my new videos come out. This channel currently has 704 subscribers as of the time of writing and recording this video, but once we get 750, then I'll rank every season of the main TV show, from 1963 to the present. Also, please rate and comment below your thoughts on all of this, and I shall see you all in another video. So, until next time, bye bye!